Hello everybody, I'm AkuRazengan, and this is my Battlefront 2 beta breakdown. Today, I'll be taking you through the classes and modes that were showcased in the beta, and afterward, I'll be giving my thoughts on what I feel has improved since the last game, and what can be improved this time around. With that being said, let's get started. In the modes with ground troopers, a new class-based system has been utilized to shake things up, reminiscent of the original Battlefront games. In 2015's Battlefront, players had the option to select a character and choose whatever weapon they wanted, and could change weapons upon death, but were stuck with whatever star cards they have chosen before the match began. This time around, the 4 classes offer different playstyles, as each class has new abilities that vary from class to class. First, you have the Assault class. It's your basic soldier with abilities such as a scan dart that reveals enemy locations, your basic grenade, and a shotgun that is very effective but still remains balanced, as your star card must recharge for it to become usable again. A fine change if I do say so myself. Next up is the Heavy class. This one was a personal favorite of mine, as the main gun for this fires a rapid fire stream that is pretty accurate and effective. The basic star card abilities are nice, as one of them is a shield that slows you down for a bit when used, but offers increased resistance from attacks. The Heavy also has a grenade, but this one explodes on impact, leaving it up to the player to carefully choose their throws. Their last ability is pretty deadly, as the Heavy will pull out a Gatling gun. Movement is decreased, but there's a circle around the user, and the other teammates standing in the circle gain bonuses for being nearby. Next up, we have the Officer class. It's a pretty interesting addition considering their main weapon is a simple pistol-like blaster, but their abilities are worth their lack of strong firepower. Their strongest ability in the beta so far was the ability to strengthen other players' firepower within their range. The other abilities include a card that can nullify grenades, as well as a turret that can be placed where the player chooses and can be detonated or repaired. Last up in the lineup is the Specialist class. Equipped with a sniper rifle and some neat abilities, the Specialist is best when used at long range. In my opinion, I'd have to say that normally snipers can be a pain in online games, but this class's sniper rifles are not too powerful, but can shoot with a high rate of fire, and to me, that makes it feel very balanced. That's not to say that they can't put up a good fight, as one of their star cards can be a pistol, which will act as a secondary weapon, and their ability to transform their main weapon into a burst-fire blaster that can handle enemies from mid to close range with deadly results. They are also capable of utilizing special binoculars to tag enemies as well. Though the 4 main classes are what players will be utilizing the most, players who can rack up enough points are allowed to use vehicles or special classes in exchange for said points, and if enough are gained, they can utilize a hero or villain such as Rey or Darth Maul, both of which feel very awesome in my opinion. The class and the hero/villain system carries over into the other modes as well. First and foremost, we have the Galactic Assault mode. In this mode, players are encouraged to participate in all-out large-scale warfare with 40 players total. The beta utilized the map known as Theed, a location Star Wars fans will recognize from Episode 1. Battles in this mode begin with everyone spawning with even middle ground from each other, and have the option to begin firing their blasters at the opposing team, recreating their fond memories of the franchise and its epic shootouts on the battlefield. In this mode, players will be able to take control of the clone and droid armies respectively. The objective is to either attack or defend. If you are playing as the clones, you'll be pushing back the droids from the main building located at the end of the central street. If you are in control of the droid army, players must push forward and help the MTT reach the building so they can blow up the entrance and invade the inner walls. Respawns on either team are limited, and the goal for each team must be achieved before that limit is reached. If the droids are successful in their assault, the battle shifts indoors to phase 2, and the clones and droids must duke it out for control of the throne room. Next mode on our list is Strike. This mode takes place on a smaller scale map with up to 16 players. It might be slightly less chaotic in the sense of size, but the smaller area allows you to quickly engage in combat. Just don't forget to play the objective. Speaking of which, the objective is simple. If you are playing as Episode 7's First Order troopers, then you must break into Maz's castle and grab the artifact. If you are the Resistance, it's up to you to stop them.
Protect the package and do not let it reach the extraction point.
It's simple and fun, but the most frustrating thing about this mode is that it was very difficult for the First Order to gain the upper hand. With some spawn fixing, I believe that this mode on this map in particular can be saved fairly easily. Oh, and did I mention that one of the special classes from the First Order has a flamethrower? Gotta love it. The last mode in the beta offering is arguably and surprisingly my favorite. Just some quick backstory, in 2015's Battlefront, all the ships felt the same to me, and while combat in the ships was fun, it felt very cheap upon dying as you were able to lock onto your enemies while firing the ship's blasters. Combine that with what felt like low health for each ship excluding the hero and villain ships, and it really wasn't a good time. Fortunately, our cries have been heard as this mode feels highly cared for, and it's back with something to prove. As this mode is now not just a deathmatch to 100 kills anymore, there are objectives in place place, as both sides need to attack or defend the starships in the first phase. If the Imperials fail, they must defend their cores from the attacking rebels. Should the rebels succeed, they must then attack the couplings holding the ship. Once all the couplings are detached, they must finally attack the ship's exposed core. Objectives aside, improvements to the mode include more health for ships and a lack of lock-on for the main guns. Now it's all about skill with your aim. Classes are now included in this mode as well, as the 3 classes have different abilities and handle differently from each other. The TIE Fighter and the X-Wing are on a similar level as the light handling ships. The Interceptor and A-Wing are on par as the medium class. Lastly, the TIE Bomber and Y-Wing are the heavy class. All of the ships handle surprisingly well. My preferences were all of the Imperial ships and the X-Wing. The other 2 just don't do it for me. But I gotta say, flying a TIE Fighter has never felt so good. It's quite a thrill to fly through space in all-out warfare and not get killed in 10 seconds like in 2015's offering of this mode. Adding objectives really strengthens this mode's playability, and when you make a mode that I'm thinking about when I'm not playing it, you know you've done something right.
Locked and loaded.
Overall, the beta offerings have given us a taste at how Battlefront has evolved from the 2015 release, and things are looking good. The only issues I have with the game are the possibility of the microtransaction system for the star cards getting abused, but for that, we can only wait and see. Another thing that worries me is the option to customize your characters. I get that the modes have the continuity that keeps them in line with their respective eras, but at the very least, I would hope that in the mode Blast, which is an all-out team deathmatch mode with no heroes or villains, players will be able to use a plethora of playable aliens from the franchise we all know and love. Gotta be able to be my Greedo wannabe, man. Negative things aside, I'm very pleased with what I was able to play in the beta. Galactic Assault is very awesome due to its wide open nature, and I can't wait to see what the other maps like Hoth and Tatooine have in store. The same goes for the other modes too. I'm sure the way the objectives will be played are going to be similar, but the different locations will make it all the more fun to recall our favorite moments from the films. Well, that does it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope I give you an insightful look into the world of Star Wars Battlefront 2 via my beta impressions. I've been AkuRazengan, and you guys have been amazing. Stay safe, and I'll see you all when the game releases. Later!
I know.